Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy South Central. We back in the building today, man. We got a live, man. Today, we gotta hold these Democrats accountable for their actions. You feel what I'm saying? Bro, yesterday was Trump's address to the nation, bro. Not the nation, but to the country. And a lot of people acted out. You feel what I'm saying? You had a lot of haters, but I like what he's doing for the country. I like what he's doing for America and the American people, right? He's very transparent. You're seeing him every day, okay? He's doing press conference. You don't have to ask where he's at. You don't have to find him. He's showing you, right? I appreciate that. I don't know what people have, like what problems they have with him, right? But they do have a problem with him. And I'm going to start off with Representative Crockett shit, because I can't stand her, bro. I can't stand her. She's not a good representative for black people. That's what I would say. She's not a good representation of how black people think and what we're going through in America. I think she's very disingenuous and very annoying. Like, nobody want to hear what she has to say when she have, like, I just can't stand her, bro. It's like, to me, it's like she's like a woman from the hood, bro. And it's nothing wrong with women from the hood. Well, kind of, to me, but it's like she's very aggressive and very annoying, right? She don't represent black people in America. She's a part of the Democratic Party and their agenda, which means that she don't reflect on what we want, okay? We're going to just start off with people are struggling in America as far as with paying bills, groceries, and things like that, right? Something that Trump said he'd fix, but they screwed it up so bad to where now they calling Trump. Now they picking on Trump about that, saying that, well, what you said since day one, you're going to fix your grocery bills, you're going to fix eggs and all this other stuff. But what y'all not understanding is, and he did say that, so we do got to hold him accountable. And I'm with holding Trump accountable. Okay, he did say that, but I would say that he didn't know how screwed up the economy was until he got in, and you can't fix everything in a day. And he did pick that battle for himself. So, with justice, he do deserve to be held accountable. But at the end of the day, it's like, where was y'all at when things were going bad, when people were telling you to look at that? Like, why are you guys agreeing with the economy failing at this point in time when it was failing? Why do you guys care about the economics then? The only time y'all care about economics is when Trump is in a building. But when you couldn't find Joe Biden and he was falling off of Air Force One, right? Falling down the steps of Air Force One, incompetent, couldn't really speak. Y'all didn't care. He was sharp as a tack. But now that Trump is in office, you got everything to say. And we tired of it, bro. So first video, we're going to go with, how Crockett feels about Zelensky and how the meeting went. Let's get back in, let's get into it. I'm so used to saying that, not being live. Let's go.
Judiciary committees, and I'm awfully glad to have you here because I read what you said, apologizing to the world, and I want to go deeper into it because you said, I'm sorry that the bright light America used to be is dimming. Why did that whole interaction seem to be so distant for you, for what the U.S. stands for?
Besides the fact that we're talking about an ally, we're talking about Ukraine, a country that was invaded. First, it started off with trying to change the facts. We don't live in a world of alternative facts, trying to change the reality of who invaded who. After we kept saying that Trump was nothing but Putin's puppet, we kept saying that he was palling around with Putin. We've said it all kinds of ways. But this comes at the heels of the UN voting with Russia. This also then is an opportunity for Trump to show that, no, America knows who our friends are and we're going to stand with those friends. And unfortunately, he decided that he wanted to talk about his clothes. Now, maybe this is because Trump never wanted to go serve his country. And right now, the only service that he's giving to us is driving our country apart. But I'm sorry, when you're at war, you're not worried about your outfit. That is what we call a privilege, number one. Number two, to say, oh, what can you afford? Well, if he was walking around in the fanciest suits, I'm sure that they would accuse him of taking our dollars and spending it on his wardrobe and being more concerned about that. Listen, this is a no-win situation when you're walking in with someone who has decided that he is going to align himself with a dictating thug.
Okay, so to that end, we know before the exchange, what was supposed to happen was there was going to be the signing of this preliminary mineral deal at least.
Okay, so off the bat, right? Disingenuous argument. He's worried about the suit, Zelensky wearing a suit. Okay, this is the United States of America, right? When you're doing business, usually you wear a suit. It's just the attire you're supposed to wear. We know this, all right? Become professional, because we trying to help your country, right? My thing is this: it's not our business to help this guy, right? It's y'all keep talking about things that does not matter to the American people. This is what I'm telling you. This is the divide between politicians and the average everyday American. We don't care about what's going on in Moscow, bro. We don't give a crap about that. We worried about our prices here, but we need to get out of that war, that pseudo war. We need to get out of it, okay? Because we're involved in some way and somehow because we're funding it. All right, American people don't agree with that. We don't care about that. We want to mind our own business, but you keep putting us in everybody else's business and making it seem like Trump is a terrible person. What he wants is peace. He just wants people to stop dying, and he said that almost 3-4 years ago. I just want people to stop dying. Okay, that was his thing. But they want to be disingenuous. No matter what Trump does, it has to be a problem. No matter what. Okay, and this is I can see through that, because it's literally like playing with somebody mentally. They trying to attack on your emotions. All right, well, he's for Putin. He's for this. Show me how. How is he for Putin? Because y'all did a whole investigation on him when he was president the first time. And what did you guys find? Right? What did you guys find? You didn't find anything. But now you focused on him telling Zelensky to wear a suit because he wants you to respect our country and respect the White House, as you should. When you're begging, basically, you're a beggar. Beggars can't be choosers. But my thing is this: when you got people like Crock of Shit talking and spreading propaganda, you want to believe her, okay? Because she sounds believable. She sounds like she's passionate, but she's lying and she's being disingenuous, because it's not about the suit. It's about respect, right? When we gave you these billions and billions of dollars, you feel what I'm saying? You could have easily came in here with respect and been thankful, right? And I got that clip for you guys, actually, and we're gonna play it. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't leave stones unturned, especially when we try to prove a point here, and we're showing you that these people don't give a crap about you. But mind you, like she said, that Trump is being a dictator, right? He's being very vicious towards Zelensky, but we're gonna check it out. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if he actually cares about Zelensky and want people to stop dying. Because when you let them paint the narrative, this dude's terrible. But who else was talking about peace? Because you couldn't find Biden, but nobody talks about that now. No, that doesn't matter now. What matters is Trump bad, right? Let's get into it.
Say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
I will respond to this. So look,
First of all, what do you see that's different? He's having a press conference in front of you guys, allowing people to ask him questions. You didn't get that with Biden. You didn't get none of that. You have to find him, and they're painting a picture for you instead of letting you see for yourself what is actually happening. Okay, we're privileged enough to have a president that's willing to have these conversations in front of the American people instead of lying to you and propagating what actually happened. Now you get to see for yourself. All right, to me, I appreciate what's happening right now because we didn't get this at first. All right, especially with Obama and all these career politicians that didn't really care and align with the American people, but if they were black or just Democrat just because we agreed with them, we wanted to hear them out. But my thing is this: Trump is being very transparent, and he cares about the American people, because if not, he don't have to do this. He'd be making phone calls in the background and saying, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, y'all hear about it later. Okay, respect what we got, because we didn't have this at first. And also, from what we've seen in the first video, as far as Crockett, does this make sense? Does this look like he's does it look like he's being very strict on Zelensky? Does it look like he's being very rude towards him? No, but he demands respect, and he's tired of being played with, because we got played with a lot when it came to Joe Biden. All right, so now that we're fixing the issue, it's gonna come with a heavy hand, and I appreciate that, because we're not a joke. I love my country, and that's how we're supposed to act. Let's get back into it.
4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden, of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now the President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2014.
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire.
Right, so listening to Zelensky, he sounds very believable, okay? Like he really cares and he really tried to, but his actions speak otherwise, okay? First of all, I'm not a Russian lover or anything like that, but it makes total sense, right? It's like if China tried to set up on Mexico's border. Like, yeah, we gonna fight with you. Like, we don't rock with China, so why would we be okay with them setting up on your border? Like, what are you doing? So it's vice versa, right? When they say we don't want NATO on the edge of our borders because we can't trust you, right? As long as you do no bills with NATO, we're good, right? As long as you don't pass any rules with NATO, you're good, right? But he pushed it, especially Joe Biden and him. They didn't care about the warnings. What they cared about was pushing and making people feel uncomfortable. But he, it's just American history. Like if we get close to you, we got a very strong chance of winning due to the military backing we got, right? Especially with the, with NATO itself and the EU, right? You have to take that into consideration when listening to Zelensky, because you didn't choose peace. You could have chose it. You could have listened to his fair warnings before your country got into what they got into, but you chose not to, and this is the outcome, right? But then again, we want to watch this to understand if Trump has been hostile towards Zelensky, or is what Crockett is saying about this situation true or not, right? Is Trump is it unaccounted for? Unaccounted for, because she did apologize on behalf of our country, and I don't think we need an apology from her, because I think Trump is in the right. Let's get back into it, because before we get back into it, if we can give them $1 billion, we have a right to criticize him. We have a right to tell him respect us. We have a right to say what we need to say, because we're involved regardless. We're trying to get out of it, right? Let's get back into it.
He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Count once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America?
I have to stop this real quick, because I heard that they're having so much low terms as far as people joining the military that they snatching people up and sending them to the military, right? And women are, getting raped. It's all type of things that's happening that's not being talked about. But like I said, this new administration is holding him accountable. But this new administration, right, is getting criticized for saying things to Zelensky as far as holding him accountable when the last administration just gave him money. Flooded him with money, but no accountability, no responsibility, no anything. This is a new administration, and we're holding people accountable. But this is what the Democrats hate the most. All right, holding people accountable as far as Doge, as far as press conferences, open book, right? Speaking to people, signing bills into place, right? Executive orders as far as saying that we don't want men in women's sports, right? This is simple shit. Why do we have to sign executive order for that? That should be common knowledge, but it's just not. Okay. Democrats are radical and sick, right? They're sick, right? I think they're Satanists, but that's just me. Let's get back into it.
And attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards.
I'm not playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America.
So now, that's all in the name of peace, bro. That's all in the name of peace. Okay? We deserve respect for what we did for this country that we're not a part of. Okay? They're not a part of NATO, if anything. I don't agree with NATO either, but they're not a part of that. We have no skin in the game when it comes to protecting it. We have no reason to, right? But my thing is that we're still doing it. But for Trump to demand respect is speaking for the American people. We gave you the money, bro. Even though it caused our economy to crash. They found $1 billion, multi-billion dollars for you, but they couldn't find multi-billion dollars for the people that had natural disasters inside our country, right? These are the things that we're talking about. These are the things that we need to talk about. But this is a shame, right? And this is why I'm holding Democrats accountable, because they got such big mouths. But when it comes to this, they quiet. Right? It doesn't matter, but it does matter. Okay, it does matter. You see the difference, right? You see someone sticking up for the American people, right? You see someone standing out and not scared of making someone feel uncomfortable because it's the right thing to do, right? But when we're donating to the lives of Russian people, just people, period, right? They're dying by the millions. We have no skin in the game when it comes to speaking out against it. You got to pick a side. We don't want to pick a side. What we want is out of it. We don't want anything to do with Russia or Ukraine, right? We don't want anything to do with outside wars, right? Gaza and Israel. We don't care anything about that. What we care about is America first, and people need to respect that. Now, when it comes to the Democratic Party, right? It's here to expose it, right? They have a lot of propaganda, right? They all say the same things, but they sound believable. They sound like it's coming from the heart, right? But they're all actors and actresses. And I'm here to show you this, all right? Let's get into it.
That's what you
This is your Democratic Party, right? You can pick your favorite Democrat. They're all saying the same exact thing, script by script. They're saying the same exact thing, right? Which means that they're reading a teleprompter. They're reading some type of script, right? My thing is, how could you believe someone that's being told what to say, right? We need to start asking questions and holding people accountable, because the average everyday American, right, especially black folks, we believe that the Democratic Party cares about us, right? And I can't believe it. I won't believe it, and I don't even stand for that, right? But there's so many people, you got to literally break out of this trance as if these people care about them, right? You couldn't see Obama. You couldn't see Joe Biden. You couldn't find them, right? When it came to press conferences, all you seen was their Speaker of the House, I guess, whatever the hell her name was, right? All you seen was her. You had no transparency. All we was doing was asking questions. Why is everything so high, and why can't we afford anything, right? But when it comes to Trump, he's being very transparent about what these people have done, right? Even with Elon Musk, right? People hate Elon Musk, but they're not focused on the message. They want to attack the messenger, but they're not focused on the message. And this is what tells you that these people are very disingenuous, because they had power for almost 8 years, right? Outside of Trump's first term, but they continuously have power to audit the system to make sure that we're not spending recklessly and it's not causing fraud or anything like that. But why didn't they do anything about it? They rather attack Elon Musk for just being a billionaire. Fuck being a billionaire. What have you done? When you had the chance to fix it, why does it take a billionaire to do it? That's my question to you, right? But they rather attack him personally, attack his character, because they want you to flip against him. And this is the thing that they use. That's the thing that they weaponize for your they weaponize you. They weaponize your emotions against you because it's easier, right? Especially when it comes to not liking Trump. If I don't like Trump, right, if he's a racist to me, it's easy for me to believe what you say, because I'm not gonna look it up. Like, who cares? I'm not gonna look up anything that has to do with Trump, because I don't like him, right? So therefore, I'm gonna play with your emotions. I'm not gonna look at anything that Elon Musk did, because I love before Elon Musk was in office with Trump, I love freaking electric cars. It made so much sense. I want to save carbon emissions and all this bullshit. But when it comes to something real, right, as far as the government not taking our tax dollars and sending it off to gender studies out in Africa or some bullshit like that, now we have a problem. Now people are protesting. Why you didn't protest at first? That's my question. This is why it's hard for me to believe them. It's hard for me to understand. It's hard for me to get with the program, because it's plain to see. God gave you discernment. Use it. Like, straight up, use it. But we got multiple videos here, man. We got multiple videos, man. I'm just showing you. I'm trying to expose to you the real. Trying to expose to you what's going on, man. And we need to start paying attention, because paying attention will enlighten you what's going on. Now, speaking of Elon Musk and Doge, right? We know that the Democrats are totally against Elon Musk, right? We know this, right? When you turn on TV, you talk about how bad he is, how terrible he is, what he's going to do. Propaganda, right? He's going to take everything from us, Social Security, Medicare. He's going to destroy us, right? So, not talking about what he found, not talking about all this billions that the Democrats took away from the American people, and not utilizing it in the way that we want them to, right? Not the $5,000, because $5,000 for every American is wrong. They should be putting that money elsewhere. But when you had the chance to put the money elsewhere, you chose not to. But you want to tell us what to do, right? We won. You lost. But guess what? Now that y'all are not in control, you want to play the morality role. It's just immoral. Why would you take away from people? Why would you do that? Why would you take away from us? Right? America first. Why would you take away from us and give it to a foreign nation about transgender studies, something we don't even rock with. Let's talk about that. No. It's just too much to talk about, right? But we're going to get into Senator Kennedy, okay? What he found. What did we find in Doge, right? What do we find? Let's get into it, man.
I want to try to put in perspective what many of my Democratic friends have been talking about today. They're very, very, very upset at President Trump. And they're very, very, very upset at Elon Musk. President Trump ran for president on a number of issues. One of the issues he ran on, he said it almost every day. He said, if you elect me president, I'm going to go through the entire budget and review all the spending, line by line. If I heard him say that once, I heard him say it 1,000 times. And that's what he's been doing. He went out and appointed, through an executive order, Elon Musk, who some people like him, some don't, but he's not a dummy. He's a very successful business person. He's got a top secret security clearance. President Trump issued an executive order, and he turned to Mr. Musk, and he said, Mr. Musk, I want you to do for me what I said I was going to do in the election. I want you to go through all the spending, line by line. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. President. How are you going to review the spending without reviewing the spending?
Right, because it's wrong to audit the auditors, right? If we mix one hop, skip, step when it comes to filing our taxes, they coming after us. But when we want transparency when it comes to our tax dollars and we want the auditors to get audited, then that's wrong. It's just immoral. My thing is, if you're a Democrat, right, and you keep voting for these Democrats, right, I'm not talking about the politicians because they're demons, right? They're gonna stay on their own side. They're gonna stick to what they stick to, even if it's wrong, right? My thing is this: when it comes to being a Democrat, when you get mad about Doge, who are you siding with, right? I thought it was tax the billionaires. I thought it was holding the government accountable, right? Not giving them too much power. When you're a Democrat, you're a liberal. I thought that's what you wanted. I thought that's what you want, like as far as transparency and making sure that the government doesn't, like, no dictatorship or anything like that, right? So when we're auditing a system, we're keeping them honest, right? Because when you file for your taxes, you do something wrong. They're keeping you honest, right? Because you know if you file wrong, they coming after you. They're gonna audit you. But once we audit a system, it's wrong. Elon Musk, why would he? You can't do it. You're a billionaire. You're looking at our Social Security. But what about the guy we knew nothing about before Elon Musk got in there, right? He didn't do his job, obviously, right? Because we're finding billions in fraud, right? Waste and abuse, things that American people don't even stand for. In our everyday life, we don't want little children knowing anything about sex. Like, why are we funding other countries going out with transgender books and sexual books? We don't even want that here, right? We voted it out, but we gave our hard-earned tax dollars to what was it called? American Aid or whatever the fuck it is. We gave it to them and let them do what they want with it. But now that we're auditing them, the ugly head is coming out, right? You got all type of Democrats protesting against Elon Musk, but not the message. And that shows you that they're very disingenuous. There's no way in hell that we can keep standing for this, because there was a swamp. That shows you that it is a swamp. If you're a Democrat and you stand for the waste and abuse that happened, like, who are you representing? Because you don't represent us. We're hurt. The American people are hurt from y'all stealing from us and doing what you want with our money. That's what we're hurt about, right? This affects us, not this other shit as far as them coming after you for doing a waste, fraud, and abuse, right? But then again, we got to get back into it. You got to understand where I'm coming from when I show you guys this, because I don't want to just be talking. A lot of people, especially when it comes to Democrats, they find ways to run. Well, I didn't hear about it. Well, here you hear about it now. Hear about it now. This is your job. Do your job.
How are you going to audit the spending by an agency without auditing the agency? That's what I mean when I say common sense is illegal in Washington, D.C. That's what Mr. Musk is doing. He's put together a crackerjack team, and they're going through everybody's spending line by line, item by item. And my Democratic colleagues are very, very, very upset. And they've been very eloquent. They've talked about the process, and President Trump's executive order supposedly violates the Constitution, and they've accused Mr. Musk of having conflicts of interest, and I've heard people say he's sitting over there with a notepad copying down everybody's Social Security number, and he's going to go use it to make money. I mean, people in this town, not just my Democratic colleagues, they're really upset. They've never had anybody question their spending. But that's what Mr. Musk is doing. But you know, I've listened.
So now, when it comes to any business in this country, I don't know in the world, but in this country, you have to do your job. If you suck at doing your job, you lose your job, right? How do we find out if you're doing your job, especially when it comes to American people paying you? And we ain't bothered you we ain't even did no audit in a long ass time, right? I don't even think we ever did one, but y'all was safe. But now that y'all getting held accountable, it's wrong, right? It's wrong. Trump is not doing it the right way. He had to go through Congress. We're tired of the games. You gaslighted us the first presidential election, right? When it came to Trump, y'all gaslighted us. Trump is a Russian spy. It's a lot of people that believe that, right? They believed it until you guys just stopped talking about it, right? Why didn't you apologize, right? When you was going through those cases and locked up General Michael Flynn, why didn't you apologize for saying I lied to the American people? This shows you that they're not genuine. They don't care about you. They want to keep lying. They want you not to like Trump, and that's just it. Just don't like him. Just because I said don't like him. What's your source? Oh, I heard from a credible source. Who's your credible source? They never give you a credible source because then Trump could go after him. He could sue him for lying, right? But if you just leave it basically mysterious, then it's like this random person who's in Trump's camp said that, you know, he's a bad person. He choked somebody out. Remember that? Remember he was in a limo. He choked the Secret Service man out. Nobody apologized for lying. It's just, okay, like figure it out. But by the time the truth comes out, nobody cares, right? But we need to understand that we're being lied to, right? You need to deviate from these Democrats, because at the end of the day, they don't give a crap nothing about you. All they want to do is control your mind. You can watch the same thing I'm watching right now, and they got a commenter telling you what you just seen. But I know what I just seen. All right, I know what I just seen with my own eyes. Yeah, but so what? Let me tell you what to think. That's a very disingenuous person, right? Very disingenuous person, because they'd rather you listen to them than see what you see with your own eyes, right? Let's get back into it.
This has been going on for a week. People have been screaming like they're part of a prison riot. Oh my God, look at what Musk is doing. He's looking at the spending.
Bruh.
And I've listened to people talk about the process and debate whether it's constitutional and discuss how many lawyers can dance on the head of a pin. But you know what? I haven't heard one single person who's upset with President Trump or Mr. Musk talk about what he's found. They don't want to talk about the spending porn, the waste of taxpayer money that he's found. I mean, that's the point of all this. I tell you who is interested. The American people. The people in America who get up every day and go to work and obey the law and pay their taxes and try to educate.
So basically, they were stealing from us. They were stealing from us, right? And they have the gall to get out in the streets and protest as if we don't see what just happened. They're stealing from the American people. We work hard. Like me, when I do overtime, it's for me and my fam, bro. They taking that off the bat. It's like hard to even do overtime because they taking it from you. But that's hard to earn. I'm working extra, all right, to get extra. But I'm paying for somebody to talk about transgender shit when it's something I don't really believe in at all. Well, I don't believe in that at all. But I don't rock with that. I don't even rock with that. But I have to trust the government to do the right thing because they're going to take it regardless, right? But now that they're getting held accountable, you hear them screaming, right? You need to watch out for the ones that screaming and the ones that don't agree with it. Because I don't understand, why don't you agree? Why don't you agree? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't even make sense. What you don't like being watched, you watch us all the goddamn time. It's like a person stopping and frisking you, but once they get stopped and frisked, they complaining. Like, how that work? This is where you start. This is like I said, this is where you find out the truth about the people that's around you. They said there was no swamp, and Trump said there's a swamp and there's a secret government. You're seeing it right here. You're seeing it. You don't need to blink. What are we watching now? You're seeing people cry about something that makes so much sense because it's happening to the American people. If that's the case, stop fucking taxing us. Stop taxing us. And if we want to foul the way we want to foul, stop auditing us, right? No, it don't make sense. They can't rock with that. But they can rock with them not being audited, right? Them not losing their job. But if we suck at our job as an American person, right, and have to feed a family, we suck at our fucking job, we getting fired. We getting fired off the bat. We getting fired, ain't no question, none of that. But when it come to them getting fired, don't you care about jobs? Like, what about the American people? But when you was eating and doing good and fucking with the American people, it was good. Everything was straight. But now when it come to this, now it's a problem, right? And I'm gonna bring it to a step further, just like illegal immigration, right? When y'all was here illegally doing what y'all wanted to do, starting businesses and gathering your people and pushing us out of our neighborhood, right? When it come to black people, because I'm from South Central, right? Pushing us out of our neighborhoods, it was good. But now when it's time to send your ass back, it's like, wait, come on. You're going too far. What about us, though? What about the American people? What about the African Americans that black people say that they care about, right? The average everyday black American that don't really, we don't hate Mexicans, right? We don't hate Haitians. We don't hate illegal immigrants. But there's a point in time where we clash because they're not sending them to the Beverly Hills. They send them to where we at. So at the time, like when you keep sending them to our communities, usually the demographic change because they popping out babies, that birthright citizenship, right? The thing that Trump want to take away. Oh, that's racist. Why would you want to take away? They took advantage. And like I said, it's hard. It's hard for me to explain to people that ain't from South Central or from a border state, right? Where illegal immigrants come, they pop babies out back and forth, and at the end of the day, shit, what the community look like now? And then they start telling you, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Now I'm feeling, I was here first, right? Yeah, but now I'm feeling uncomfortable, man. You're going to have to leave, right? This is what they do. So now that we hold them accountable, now we're wrong. What about the humanity? What about the humanity when they kept doing fucked up shit? Nobody cared. But now when they getting held accountable and we're enforcing our laws, there's a problem, right? We're going to watch a little bit more of this and we're going to get on.
Educate their kids and try to do the right thing by their kids and try to save a little money for retirement. And they've had to live through 20% inflation under President Biden. They understand what Musk is doing. They understand spending porn and wasting taxpayer money. Now, Mr. Musk started with the USAID. That handles a lot of foreign aid for America. American people are very generous. In our country, when you're homeless, we'll house you. When you're hungry, we'll feed you. In our country, when you're too poor to be sick, we'll pay for your doctor. And we send a lot of money overseas to help our world's neighbors. And the USAID is in charge, in large part, of that. But I'll tell you what Mr. Musk discovered. I find it fascinating. He discovered that the American
white man have to bust out the glasses. You know it get real when a nigga bust out them glasses. You know it get real. Let me find out. Let me find out what they've been doing over here. Yeah, let's find out.
And taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan. He found that we are giving money to Yemen. He found that we are giving money to Syria. I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. He found that the USAID has 10,000 people, 10,000 people, employees. And every year they give away $40 billion. Mr. Musk also found, and I'm not saying that all of this money is wasteful. I'm not. Some of this money, I'm sure, does some good. That's why Secretary Rubio is going to revamp the
Right. We're not saying everything they did was terrible, but most of it was, all right? Like 98% of it was terrible. But the thing is that why didn't the American people know? Why didn't we know? Why do we have to find out now, right? Their argument, right? And I have to put side by side the arguments. Their argument is Elon Musk is a billionaire. Why does he need to know all this information? Why did it take him for us to know this, right? If you were so transparent, why did it take a billionaire for you to figure the fuck out, right? Y'all knew, just like Doge and them know now. You already knew. You was in office. You knew what was going on. Why couldn't we know about where our tax dollars was going? Because like we became so accustomed to getting used and abused, we don't even ask questions no more. It's just they taxing us. It is what it is. We just getting taxed. When I do overtime, I know that you're gonna take half of my shit. Yeah, I know that. Where is it going? And I'm gonna be honest, I've been a lifetime Democrat, but this is what turned me against. Like I didn't turn against them because I wholeheartedly wasn't really for them, but this is what strayed me away from them because their messaging didn't add up with their actions, right? We're going to get into a lot of things, especially when it comes to doing lives, because it's much easier. I'm tired of doing videos and having to edit them. I work too much. I can't keep doing both. But at the end of the day, it's like, I just wish that everybody will open up their eyes because this information is available. This shit right here is available. You can watch this shit. But I just hate the people that have opinions, but they come every election season. Like, yeah, I don't like Trump. Why don't you? I don't know. What the fuck you mean? You know this shit been on since Biden got in, right? You should be paying attention. If not, then, you know what I'm saying? I'll do it for you. Don't worry about it. But at the end of the day, you have to pay attention because they lie to you, right? Is this wolves in sheep clothing? They're going to play with you emotionally because they know you're not going to go look, like I said before, right? And let's figure out what more that he found out, and we gonna close this up, man. We gonna close this up. We got like one more video, but let's get into it.
Department to separate the good from the bad. But this is the kind of stuff Mr. Musk found. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India. I didn't know that.
Bruh.
I bet you the American people didn't know that. He found that USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa Izla.
Okay, that's enough. If you want to find this video, y'all can watch it. It's called Kennedy Americans Understand What Doge is Doing, okay? But my thing is this. Do y'all really rock with transgenderism and gay shit in other countries, all this other shit? Nobody cares about this, bro. As an American person, bro, we don't think about this shit every day. We don't care about this shit. We don't even fathom, like, we're so under the fucking boot of taxes. We can't have time to care about this. So in the midst of all this, I could understand why people don't pay attention. But bruh, remember they used to tell you, like they lie to you by putting stuff in the book because you ain't got. A lot of us don't read. This is what they do here. They keep you so busy to where when you got a motherfucker like me come to you like, bro, they lying to you. You look at me like I'm nuts. Like what do you mean? Like what do you mean? Obama's not with that, right? Joe Biden's not a pedophile. His son is not a pedophile. That laptop had nothing on it, right? The laptop was just a lie, right? It's this propaganda. It's Russian disinformation, misinformation. But then when it come out that it's true, everybody's quiet, right? Everybody's quiet. But it's your job to pay attention because they will lie to you. That's what the devil does, right? He still kills and destroys, right? And as long as you let him, he will. You get me? But I think we got one more video, man. What we got? Yeah, so Trump had a address to the nation yesterday, you know what I'm saying? And the Democrats got out of hand, right? But he said a very important thing yesterday when it came to the Democrats, right? He said that nothing I do, that's right, will ever satisfy them because they're not into being satisfied. Okay, their job is to create propaganda and deter the American people from getting behind a president that really give a fuck. Because, like I said before, I don't know Trump personally, right? So a lot of people ask me that, knowing that I'm a Trump supporter, why do you like Trump so much? Well, how do you trust him? I don't trust nobody, because anybody is capable of lying. But I look at people through their actions, right? It seemed like, especially when he was campaigning, he was going on regular podcasts, right? Like, everyday people that started a podcast got up there and could ask him questions. You know damn well Obama not doing that. Biden, you won't get a hold of him, like, unless the environment is controlled, right? You can't ask certain questions. You can't do certain things, because at the end of the day, it's gonna make them look bad, and they're more focused on their image than doing something right? So when it comes to Trump, you see the difference now, right? Those open press conferences, right? When a president signed an executive order, a lot of times you don't see, you just hear about it, right? He literally put a camera up to his face and say, "Ask me any questions while I'm signing these executive orders," right? And it's funny because people can't respect that. They don't like transparency, but they want to argue and complain about everything else. And this is where I'm confused about. This is where I draw the line at. If you really cared about politics and being transparent, why can't you get jiggy with what's going on right here? You see that you see the difference, right? You see the changing. But at the end of the day, it's like, bruh, like, at the end of the day, it's like, what do you want? What do you want? What is a good president to you, right? Where do you draw your line? Where do you draw your sword, right? What is a good president to you? What the fuck, bro? Sorry, guys. I'm liking this right here. I'm trying to change it. But, yeah, so where do you draw your sword, right? At the end of the day, it's like, we see the difference. I'm just saying appreciate what we got. But this is a little bit from yesterday, and how one of these demon rats flipped out in front of everyone trying to protest Trump's address to the United States, bro. But my thing is this: why, if you don't like what he's doing, why don't you do something better? Because they policies suck. Like, I think people just vote for Democrats just because they're Democrats. It has nothing to do with policy, because they policies suck. And most Democratic people are not even Democratic people. Most people that vote Democrat just does it because it's like culture, right? It's tribal. It's not a real thing. It's not rooted in anything. It's not rooted in what these people are and what these people do and what they can offer you, right? It's rooted in, well, my mom was Democrat, and my auntie Democrat, my grandma Democrat, so I don't want to rock the boat. This is who I am. They accepted that, right? But my thing is, don't accept bad behavior, because what comes with bad behavior comes more bad behavior, right? This is why they stealing from us, the American people, and then they acting all wild like a bad child that finally got their ass whooped. You needed the ass whooping. Yeah, it make you sleep better. You need your ass whooped, you know what I'm saying, and recollect what you was doing to people and get back straight, okay? But when you allow bad shit to happen, guess what? Bad shit happen. So we got this last.
Are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant at Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Don't y'all get tired of this shit? Like this activism bullshit, this fake ass activism bullshit. Like, why didn't you have this activism when your president was not doing shit, right? When he was nowhere to be found. Well, where was this activism at? Y'all was okay. Like, I don't get it. Now y'all super caring, and I'm standing up for the American people. But when you seen, like, in real time, when you seen illegal immigrants coming in and us funding, why didn't you say nothing? Like, what? Like, where was that energy at? It just seemed fake and phony to me, bro. Y'all don't give a flying flip about nothing. If you did, why didn't you change it when you was there? Why? Now you Mr. Activist when Trump get in office. Be an activist when everybody in office. Then I can respect what you saying, but your rhetoric change every time Trump get in office, basically, well, it's a last situation, but every time he got in office, their rhetoric changed. Now they care about the economy, right? At first, first of all, let me ask y'all this question: When did illegal immigrants become what do they call them? Migrants, like illegal migrants? No, it's illegal immigrants. All right, it's extraterrestrials. All right, they're wrong, right? You can't skip the line, but that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is this. They said it doesn't exist. These people did not exist. We're not funding them. What are you talking about? Then when FEMA came out and couldn't help, was that North Carolina? Right? They couldn't help them because, we have no more money. But then when people were coming out saying, bro, you funding these illegal immigrants, right? That's what you're doing. No, it doesn't exist. And then when they found out that it does exist, come on, they have rights too. But I thought you said it didn't exist. I thought you said we just making shit up. It's a propaganda. It's a what do they call it? Replacement theory of conspiracy theories, saying that it's a replacement theory. But what? It's like they lie so much. But my thing is this with y'all Democrats, bro. Y'all wouldn't even allow your family members to lie to you that goddamn much and still be cool with them. Why now? Why are y'all still being cool with these motherfuckers that's lying in your face? Why? At least hold them accountable. At least say some real shit. But y'all can't because it's not in y'all. It's not in y'all to be real. That's why I can't rock with these Democrats on no form of fashion. I can't, because y'all hold y'all family more accountable to being truthful than these people that take your money. I want them to be truthful as well. If anything, I'm on both ends. I want you to be truthful with me just like I want these Democrats to be, or just politicians that's supposed to represent me to be honest with me. Right now, you getting the honest truth, and most of y'all don't like it, and it's still crazy to me. Let's get it.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Dirty, rotten traitor. You are fake news. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical.
What? They got Musk steals. Save Medicare. Bruh. Again, this is why I look, and I try not to keep stopping and commentating, but to me, like I said, you got to point out the fraud, the fakeness that these people have. He steals. Not what they were doing. It's just Musk steals. Where's the proof? We got proof that y'all steal. Where's the proof? It's just rhetoric, right? I gotta switch something, right? Those who are still with us, I gotta confuse them. I gotta keep them in my pocket. I don't give a fuck if it's 2 people that listen to me. That's 2 people. That's 2 more people, right? That's 2 more people that can influence other people, right? That they keep lying because that's their strategy. Lie. By the time you find out the truth, nobody cares, right? Russia. Joe Biden's laptop. Oh, I'm not gonna pardon my son. I'm not gonna pardon him. That's not. You don't pardon yourself unless you're guilty, right? Remember that. But when they did it, it's like, oh, let's be quiet. Let's talk about Elon Musk now. What about him saying he's not gonna pardon his son? Right. The same thing. Like I said, the '94 crime bill. We got to remember this. You got to understand history to understand what's happening. Right. The '94 crime bill was Joe Biden's pudding. Right. That's what he did. Right. His son was in the White House smoking crack, right? A crackhead. He put your father, right? I'm talking to you black folks, right? And some white people too, maybe, I don't know. But I'm from, South Central. Crack epidemic hit us hard, right? He locked your dad up for the same shit his son did, but he pardoned his son for it. What does that tell you? Yeah, but he's out of office now. You voted for him, though. And you won't stop voting for these people like they care about you, right? This is a shame, but look at how Trump is holding these people accountable. He pointing fingers like these folks. You don't get that. You don't get that real, bro. To me, bro, he the Don Corleone, bro. He holding people accountable. He pointing fingers, bro, where it lies. You don't get that, bro. You don't get that. But we got a little bit more. Look at this fucking weird ass. You see that girl, that man with the purple hair, man? These people are fucking weird, bro. How can you keep voting for that? How?
achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America? For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
That bitch need to be in jail. She need to be in jail.
Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received...
But you see, y'all see what belt to ass do for motherfuckers, bro? You need the confrontation he had with Zelensky. Now he came first. He was not budging, right? You don't want peace. I should have showed y'all all of it, but you know, I know it takes too long. He literally said, "Don't come in this White House unless you're ready for peace, dog. Get up out of here." Right? Belt to ass. I'm not helping you. We not funding that war no more. We good. Money. The American dollar is staying in America. Right? Belt to ass. Respect us. Right? JD Vance. Hey man, did you ever say thank you for what the fuck we do for you? Belt to ass. Now what? He's ready to sign now. Yeah. All right, you're right. Belt to ass. But that fake pump faking bullshit, and we'll figure out later, and all this propaganda put in the main. He put it on camera for you to see for yourself. You get what you get with Trump, bro. We know what we get with him. These other politicians, dirty Democrats, they play around with your emotions. Like I said, they tell you what to think. Show me, and I'll shut up, man. But that's the last of it today, guys, man. Thank you for participating in this live. You know what I'm saying? This is my first time in a long time. Not my first time. What the fuck? This is my, yeah. It's almost been like a year on this motherfucker, bro. Yeah, I ain't done this in a long time, man, but I want to keep doing lives, man. I want to get better with speaking because little do you know, man, making videos, like especially, I mean, I build elevators, man. I do overtime, all this shit. You know, I got kids, bro. It's tough to keep doing this shit and trying to edit and all this other stuff, bro. I'd rather just go live and get better with speaking and getting in front of an audience. You get what I'm saying? And if y'all have any feedback or anything like that, give me that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared to answer questions, as you can see. Mostly every comment I get an answer. I mean, for now. But again, man, I appreciate you guys for watching, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. You could be anywhere else, but you're here with South Central, man. Yeah, hopefully you guys learned something. And if you didn't, good, because you've been paying attention. But yeah, man, I'm gonna do another live, man. But we're gonna do a live on, we're gonna touch home to South Central, but we're gonna do a live on the who's, bro. What we should learn from the who's, and what we should learn, right, from the sickness and virus in our community, right? And I think I'm gonna do this right after this, but I gotta create a thumbnail and all this bullshit. But what we can learn from that. A lot of people are interested in they just so closed in on this you know, on this guy from, I mean, I was in jail with him, so I mean, he's not just this guy from South Central. I've been in prison, all this other shit, but I was in jail with him. But people are so tuned into this lifestyle, but you got to understand that he never getting out, right? But I'm gonna say that for the other live. But the reason why I started this channel is because I want people to get out of the mentality, right, of being a Democrat, being a victim, why me mindset. I want us to stop, right? I come from South Central, single mother, gang bang, been to prison, made it out, right? If anything, I understand your story, but if I could do it, you could do it. I'm not nobody special, but I just try. Just try. And it start with your mentality. But the only way to attack this mindset is to attack the mindset. But if you accept it, there's no way you getting out, bro. But like I said, I started this channel because it's my job, right, to pull people from under that, because you are capable. But you got to stop being a victim and blaming everybody else that ain't even around you, right? The white man. Nigga, most of us, I ain't never really seen a white man until I got like to 18, bro. Most of us that's killing each other, we doing it. Nigga, if you got the right Jordans on, you can get got, bruh, from your own people, right? It's certain places you can't go because you will get got. But my thing is, we got to be real honest with ourselves, right? Do we really want change, right? What do we value, right? But we're going to get into it, man. I want to change my community, but it starts by a conversation, right? And I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash from speaking out against it because people think it's cool and him talking about jail fights and shit like that, man. But at the end of the day, it needs to be said. For every situation, there's another situation, right? It's people speaking for it and there's people need to speak against it because it's too much speaking forward. It needs to be speaking